Hey, what's up guys? How you doing? Welcome back. I want to give you my first impressions and thoughts on what I think about this cable. HDMI 2.1 cable from Belkin. I want to give you guys my thoughts and my opinions on it and what I think so far. So, first thing first, let me just tell you that the one thing I've noticed as I was going through the Apple 4K TV, I have noticed that it's much faster, much smoother. The usage of a higher bandwidth that this thing allows, this HDMI cable allows, will give you a much better and steadier, lesser input lag and lesser latency due to the fact that this cable supports unlocked 48 gigabits per second. However, it cannot utilize that 48 gigabytes per second due to the not having the HDMI 2.1 chipset. However, even though it's not having the HDMI 2.1 chipset, what it does actually, it responds very quickly, very fast. And I'll show you this example right here, right now. The first example I'm going to show you on Sony X900E via this HDMI cable is the fact when you click on a movie, usually when you have HDMI 2.0, like a decent high-speed cable, not the greatest, but like a decent HDMI 2.0 cable, you do notice that there's a little bit of a buffer, till the movie loads up. That has nothing to do with your internet connection. Your internet connection could be super fast, doesn't matter. That's due to the fact that your HDMI device, it's communicating between your TV and your device, and it's trying to get that bandwidth, And if the bandwidth is not fast enough, it's only like 18 megabits, you will see a little bit of maybe 3 seconds to 4 second buffer. Here, you're not going to notice any of that stuff here. And I'm going to show it to you right now. I'm going to prove it to you right now. So let me go click on the Predator right here. So there's a Predator right here. Let me click on it and you will see that's not going to be the case here. Let me zoom out a little bit here. Just a little bit, like right here. And you will see that right now. You see that right away. No issues, no problem. I can go even backwards. Like I can choose a different scene here, like this. And look how quickly that moves right away. Nothing, no problem. We can go back to the other scene here, same thing. It's like a DVD, it's like a Blu-ray. Same thing here. So it's really fast. Or if you want to go back to, let's say, Transformers, let's go to Transformers, and I click on Transformers, and you will see just how fast it's going to load it. Here, look. Just like that. Not an issue. Same thing here. Not an issue. Click over here. Go over here, hold on. Really fast. And that's what you're getting, it's the speed. You don't have to wait for the buffer, to buffer. It does it really fast. It's really effective. So that's the one positive you're going to get. Now in terms of quality, and this is what everybody wants to know. In terms of quality, I did notice, and you guys cannot see it through this camera, I'm just kind of letting you know. I did notice that the picture, it's a bit cleaner. It's a bit cleaner than what I had before. On my older HDMI 2.0 high-speed cables, I did notice a little bit of noise. When the noise shows up here and there a little bit, if you get close to a TV, you get to see that little bit of a filtering noise. Here, that's not the case, guys. Here, I don't even see it. Everything, it's steady. Like a painting. It's just sitting there like a painting. and it's really fast. It really responds fast. Here, let me just show you. There's barely any input lag. So there's definitely a benefit of having this cable right now. Like I said, I love the fact that there's less latency on a controller, and you've seen me buffer. There's no buffer. Like basically, I'm using a Wi-Fi right now, and it's not even Ethernet cable, and it's still quickly loads the movie and the data. That's because you have that extra bandwidth. It's not a bottleneck, it's an extra little bandwidth that it can go through, and it can send that data through much easier, and it can read it a little bit faster and easier than, let's say, HDMI 2.0. So this also shows you how important the HDMI cables are when you have like a high bandwidth cable. So that's the key to like having a movie run quicker and faster when you are using the Apple 4K. So my first impressions are pretty good on this cable. Do you need to buy this cable right now? I mean, I don't know about that, if you should go ahead and buy it right now. It's up to you. I personally think there's benefits here. Like the one benefit you're getting is it's a future-proof. So whenever they start releasing 8K televisions and 8K devices and HDMI 2.1 Blu-ray, 4K Blu-rays, players, you're going to be all set with this. But here, let me show you Predator again. Look just how quickly that is. Here, let's go to the movie, and look at that. And you click play, and look how fast when you click play it's going to start. Look at that. Resume playing, yes. Just like that. And then look how fast it buffers. Look at that. Right there. Go back. Go back. Fast. It's like a 4K Blu-ray movie. Really fast. So it just shows you just like the speed you're getting. And this is what you want when you're at home and you're watching a movie. You don't want to wait for that stupid buffer to go in. Sure, that could be sometimes due to the internet, but I have like 800 megabits upload speed, close to 1 terabyte. I'm sorry, close to 1 gigabyte, not 1 terabyte. I have an internet speed that's close to 1 gigabyte. All right, so it's pretty fast. Upload speed, download speed, it's about I would say roughly 134 megabits per second, which is pretty darn good. So I have a pretty good upload and download speed, on my internet, so I'm not worried about that. However, I did notice on the HDMI 2.0 that sometimes due to my cable, it would buffer. It would like try to read it, and then I would wondering like, why is it buffering so much? It should be actually an instant because I have a high-speed internet. But then I realized it's not due to that. It's due to the fact that your HDMI cable 2.0 cannot transfer that data so quick, so fast. On a HDMI 2.1, it definitely reads the data a little bit faster. But we're not even taking the full potential of the HDMI 2.1. Once we start taking the full potential of HDMI 2.1, then we will see what this cable is capable of. So for right now, there you have it, guys. My first impressions are good. I like it. Remember, this is just my first impressions. I have truckload of more tests to do. As you all know, I have bunch of TVs. I have to test my KS8000. I have to test Dolby Vision TCL. I have to test the 4K LG UDP 69 4K monitor with my PC. I have to test my projector. I have to test my Oppo, Nintendo Switch. The list goes on and on and on. PlayStation 4 Pro. So there's a bunch of tests for me to do here. Okay, but my first impressions are pretty darn good. Okay. So there you have it. Remember, these are my opinions. These are my thoughts. You guys don't have to agree with them, but this is coming from somebody who is unbiased, and I'm just letting you know my experience. I know the difference between what I had before with my old HDMI 2.0 cable, and I know the difference that I see now with the 2.1. So this is coming from an experience, okay? You don't have to believe it. That's your choice, but I'm just letting you know what I'm experiencing here, bottom line. So there you have it.